I'm Katie and welcome to Sugo Gaming Weekly News, where we bring you all the Korean gaming news straight from South Korea. In the past week, there's been Korean server updates from NPixel and Smilegate and a global launch from Netmarble. But before we get into that, let's take a look at the industry news from the Korean scene. It seems PUBG never truly dies, as PUBG Corps has announced they're preparing to pump some new blood into its veins with a new title, PUBG New State. PUBG New State is a battle royale set in the now very familiar universe of PUBG. Given the explosive popularity of PUBG Mobile esports, it makes sense that this new game is another mobile title under the IP, especially since rumors state the game's early title was PUBG Mobile 2.0. So, what's New State bringing to the table that PUBG Mobile hasn't already? Well, New State is set in the anarchical dystopian future of 2051. New State boasts bigger maps, bigger players per battle count, and new extensive weapon customization. Early pre-orders can snag themselves some exclusive benefits, like a limited vehicle skin. Pre-orders are open now over at the App Store and Google Play. In another new game announcement, last week saw Netmarble drop the first official trailer for the upcoming mobile MMORPG 7 Nights Revolution. 7 Nights Revolution was first spoken into the universe back in 2019, but Netmarble have kept quiet on the title since then. They finally broke their silence last week as they released the game's first official trailer. Players will step into the shores of academy students on their transformation into legendary heroes. Fans have a lot to look forward to, as this new game lines up with another upcoming IP release, with the 7 Nights Revolution successor of Heroes anime also on the cards. Unreal Engine 4 and NCSoft's Blade and Soul have been circling each other for far too long, and while it seems they finally came together last year, NC recently announced that it was not a fruitful match, and they will be closing the Unreal Engine 4 servers this spring. The Frontier World server was opened back in February 2020 and hosted Blade and Soul Complete, the only version of NC's flagship MMORPG built on Unreal 4 instead of the usual Unreal 3. This version of Blade and Soul boasted certain enhanced features compared to their original, but NC claimed last week that they couldn't reach satisfactory results with the server and announced its upcoming closure on May 6th. However, as one door closes, another opens. While Frontier World may be out, NC has promised new implementations of Unreal 4 across the base game, across both the Asian and Western servers. The new update is set to bring huge quality of life changes, including improved performance, reduced lag, and added depth and detail to graphics. It goes live this summer. In updates and release news this week, Blade and Soul fans have something new to play with while they wait for those base game updates, as Blade and Soul Revolution finally launched globally on March 4th. You can download it now on the App Store and Google Play. Smilegate has announced there's another new class coming to Lost Ark. The Striker class is the first male entry in the fighter branch, who joins the fight with his battle gauntlets. He'll be coming to the Korean service of Lost Ark on March 17th. And NPixel's Gran Saga saw its second huge update since launch come to Korean servers, with new guild content taking center stage. This brings guild versus guild fights to the game in the form of the Trial of Kings. The content is available to play now.
Hey, I'm Naomi and welcome to Nerf This, your weekly one-stop roundup of the Korean Overwatch Tier 2 scene. Now the drought is finally over as we gear up to start Season 1 on March 15th, and we finally have new roster announcements, new orgs, and a new contender from the West ready to try their hand in Korea. In news that I'm sure surprises absolutely no one, Team C has now officially qualified for Contenders Korea. They emerged in first place during trials, which has now earned the China region champs their spot to compete in Korea Season 1. Genji has gone ahead and announced their final lineup for the upcoming season. This year, Genji's tank line will be made of Itzal and Won Soo-min, with Stalker, Avilos and Han on DPS, and Bliss, Papadog and Opener on support. Notably absent from this roster is DPS player Ezhan, who played alongside Stalker last season. However, he is still floating around the org in Gen A. Now, Genji always make good use of their academy team players, with Avalos, Opener, Wonsumin, Hon, Papadog, and Itzal all coming from various Gen. Teams, so it's totally feasible that Ezhan may pop up again sometime this year. With Element Mystic bowing out of the race, it was only a matter of time before another org bought up their spot, and that time has finally come. Starlight Gaming has announced that they have acquired Element Mystic's Contenders seed and will be participating in Season 1 of Contenders Korea. And in a very deja vu inducing move, Uprising Academy has become the latest Western team to cross the ocean and relocate to the Korean region. It's a decision that makes sense given their recent all-Korean lineup makeover, with Victoria, Finale and Stellar on DPS, Zivag and Geboshi on tank, and Fixa and Swoon on support. Now, it has proved to be a rough start for them as they only finished in 7th to 10th place in the trials, but it's not necessarily final curtain. There's still a chance for them to compete in the regular tournament, as there are talks that WGS Phoenix is likely to give up their seed. And, well, Uprising Academy has that Crafton dollar to splash, so we may see them in Contenders yet.
That's it for today. What do you think about PUBG News Date or any of the other news bits we talked about today? Let us know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so we can meet again next week. Bye bye!